Indications for police are that it was one suspect who committed this homicide and these multiple carjackings and was responsible for this police chase. His name has not been released, but we are told he is in a D.C. jail tonight. He will face charges about what happened at the tail end of this ordeal. That happened in the district. However, police are continuing their investigation and neighbors continuing to process this whole incident.
I'm lost for words. It could have been anybody.
I've done this job for a very long time, and it's extremely rare to come across an individual who has such a disregard for life.
I want to walk you through this chronologically based on what the multiple agencies involved are saying. This began shortly after noon with a carjacking on Addison Road in Prince George's County. Police say the suspect drove that first stolen vehicle from Addison Road to the intersection of Ritchie Road and Central Avenue, which is near FedEx Field. The suspect then attempted to steal another vehicle, but the victim inside tried driving away.
At which point the suspect fired multiple rounds.
The victim died and has not yet been identified. Police say the suspect then carjacked a second vehicle that had 3 dogs inside and drove off. The suspect allegedly shot and killed 2 of the dogs at some point. All this while multiple jurisdictions chased the vehicle into Northeast D.C. The suspect then got out of that vehicle, stole a third vehicle on 52nd and Sheriff in Northeast. Here's Capitol Heights Chief Daryl Morgan on what happened next.
My officer did engage with the suspect in D.C. on Sheriff Road and did engage in a gunfight with the subject. Fortunately, neither parties were struck, and I'm thankful that my officer was able to come home this evening to his family.
The suspect taken into custody in Northeast. Fox 5 speaking with lifelong Prince George's County resident Mary Wilkins tonight, whose heart is with the victim.
I'm heartbroken because this could have been me driving down the street. I live down the street that way.
So again, likely to be D.C. charges. Those have not come down yet. We are told that there will be an extradition eventually to Prince George's County for these more serious charges. Handful of investigations. Want to walk you through what we know. Prince George's County will be investigating the homicide as well as the carjackings there. D.C. police will be investigating the carjacking that took place in D.C. as well as the gunfire from the suspect that we are told occurred. Internal investigations for Capitol Heights police will be doing an investigation into the use of force. D.C. police not directly involved with this incident, but since it happened, the end of it in district lines, there will be an internal affairs investigation into the use of force as well. Lots of moving parts continuing to move tonight. We'll bring you the very latest as we get it in the next hours and days.
A curfew will not be part of the summer crime fighting strategy in Prince George's County, at least not right now. That's the word from the county police chief, Malik Aziz. Today, he revealed plans to suppress an anticipated spike in crime now that school is out.
Yeah, and as our Scott Broom reports tonight, many fed-up residents are demanding action when it comes to juvenile crime.
Prince George's County Police Chief Malik Aziz laid out his summertime crime initiative strategy like a battle plan today and said targeting specific crime hotspots is likely to achieve better results than a redo of the countywide juvenile curfew imposed late last summer.
Implementing the curfew remains a viable tool. However, it is not in the first phase of this part of our summer crime initiative. We intend to keep it as a tool as we assess and evaluate and reevaluate this initiative.
First, Aziz is turning to data in an attempt to suppress an expected crime spike with a particular focus on carjacking and shootings, revealing completely new crime maps with a honeycomb grid, hexagonal zones exactly 1,000 meters across color-coded with hotspots for attention from police.
It calls for a more strategic deployment to deploy in smaller geographical areas in order to address those crimes. We hope to focus on quality arrest instead of the quantity of arrest.
But frustration continues to boil over here about juvenile repeat offenders who are released by courts back into the community. Here's the county's public safety director, Barry Stanton.
We are not going to arrest our way out of this problem. But let's be clear, parents, we cannot have our youth out there 3 o'clock in the morning with no supervision? And the answer cannot be the Prince George's County Police Department.
Stanton called on courts to detain repeat juvenile offenders, and he called on judges to order parents to pay restitution for their children's crimes, which is allowed by Maryland state law.
There were multiple mass shootings this weekend in Baltimore. Gunfire left 2 young people dead and at least 28 were shot.
Surveillance video shows the chaos after a deadly mass shooting in Baltimore. Cups, a popcorn machine, even a shoe left behind. All signs of a celebration that quickly turned into tragedy.
This was a reckless, cowardly act of violence that has taken 2 lives and altered many, many more.
According to Baltimore City Police, around 12:30 Sunday morning, at least 2 people started shooting into an annual block party.
Now we got a lot of victims down.
In the hail of bullets, 2 people were killed. 20-year-old Kylis Fagbemi and 18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez. At least 28 others shot and injured, many of them minors. The youngest, just 13 years old.
It broke my heart because it could have been us. I don't even know how to digest it.
Police are still looking for suspects in the Baltimore shooting. The violence there comes as federal prosecutors this week touted their efforts to reduce violent crime in the city. Police have reported nearly 130 homicides and close to 300 shootings so far this year, though that's down from the same time last year. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been at least 338 mass shootings in the United States this year.